Hey, my name is PolishLynx. Welcome to Katawa Shoujo. I literally just filled myself with chocolate. And now tea, lemon tea. Delicious. But we have Katawa Shoujo. The following morning, after the events of the previous episode, I wake up thinking that most of my time is going to be spent trying to avoid Shizune and Misha. I mean, understandable. What happened last evening still makes me feel uneasy. I thought that sleeping on it would have alleviated that feeling. I feel like an idiot for believing it would be that easy. Yeah, I don't know. Luckily enough, I haven't experienced something like that. Being with someone and someone else trying to get you to cheat, of sorts. Yeah, but I wouldn't fall for that, as I said. And also, well, I wouldn't want to experience that the other way, but luckily that never happened as well. Anyway, I think about whether or not Misha might feel the same way. If so, she probably won't show up to school today. I'd consider doing the same, but it would be pretty suspicious, and staying inside all day in fear doesn't appeal to me. It never really has. Like I thought, Misha isn't in class this morning. Shizune is, but today is a busier day than most. So she gives her all, concentrating on her classwork. So like always. And that means there's little idle time for her to start up conversation with me. I grown so used to seeing Shizune and Misha together that I hadn't realized until yesterday how much that hasn't been the case lately. I mean, it feels like both developed some feelings. For I would say Shizune is not showing that. For then again, Misha is not showing that as well. But yeah, I mean, they kind of won't compete. And I feel like Misha chose the worst possible way to try to compete there. Shame. Then again, give me Misha art. But there is a mod. There is! I hope it works though, I don't know. Okay. And it's a shame, because the empty seat next to her reminds me that they are a pair. So yesterday, something I'll take to my grave. If I feel this way about it, I wonder how Misha must feel. Just as regretful, when she came to me, she was more depressed than sexy to start with. I can only imagine how much worse it would be now. Oh yeah, that's also a good thing that we refused there. Because she felt that way. So I don't know, this situation is kind of like, you know, using the situation. And that kind of sucks. Such a solution. Think about it like that, I want to see her again. Yeah, but only half-heartedly. No. The other half of me is still terrified, even if I had to use that word. Why would you hate... what? It makes me feel ashamed, but I'm sure it's the only way to describe myself. Right now. Wow, we are getting to the library a lot lately. I spent the next couple of periods in the library, not in the mood to sit in classes for the rest of the day, but I'm willing to walk back to the dorms. While I'm lazily flipping through the pages of an uninteresting historical fiction novel, Shizune drops herself in the chair across from me, pouting. I don't care. I think it's sort of pointless to come to school and then skip every class. Is it far? Sorry. Have I done that? No, I haven't. I mean, you can't really count participating in sports events through the entire day by being at school and skipping classes, right? Because that's what I've done in the past. It's a junior high school. Ah, good time, good time. At least tell everyone that you're sick. I mean, technically he's constantly sick. I'm just not feeling today. Yesterday was fine. For tomorrow I'll probably be fine. Taking a sick day in the middle of the week just too suspicious. That 24-hour flu thing or whatever won't fly. It's not suspicious. It is. I had used the 8 AM to 9 AM not feeling well flu. Yeah, ugh. History classes or tests. Ugh. Yeah, no, I can't. It is. I turn back to my book, but Shizune gently pulls it down, in contrast with her expression, which straddles the line between concern and anger. Is something wrong? What? Is something bothering you? Because you're acting a little suspicious today in a different way. If there is, just tell me, or I'll be mad. I mean, you are constantly mad. I'm not good at reading people. What a ridiculous thing to say after picking up my mood so easily. She did not pick my mood at all. She's on... God damn it. There is a strand of hair and it's getting on my nerves. The bird. Anyway, she's only half kidding, but there is some truth to it. After all, she can hear tone and that's true, and has to rely on reading to communicate with others. I mean, that's true. I mean, even if you, like, just, for example, chat online by writing, not voice chat, you can't really read some people's, way of speaking, right? It's as if you could only ever have conversation with someone through text messages that has to mess with you in some way. It's probably why she stares so intently at people in order to gauge their reaction, or maybe it's why she pushes people so hard to get them to react. No. Don't you dare try to explain like that. Because that's definitely not true. She's just pushing everyone to the limits, and that's annoying. I've thought about it before, but it's too hard to say for sure what Shizune's exact motivations are for anything. Yeah. So I wonder how much of that was a joke. Sometimes it's easy to tell. The time it isn't. Assuming it wasn't a joke, I can't tell her anyway, because it's a sign language. There is enough time to collect myself and lie effectively. Why would you have to say that? Oh boy. Nothing. What? Oh, perfect lie. I've just been thinking a lot about the student council's future lately. I believe Misha is doing the same, well, in her own way. So am I, but she isn't here today. I wish you have let me know something because I might need her help later today. Yours too, unless you're busy. You're come on, you will force me anyway. I'm not. Yes, I am. I'm busy. Thank you. I was supposed to spend time with Kenji. I don't know, whatever, man. But we don't have enough Kenji in this game as well. I feel like I'm losing a lot of people close to me lately. Misha? Me? I think do we not know about someone? Some made up friend or something? I can't think of a good way to respond to that. Something reassuring and confident, telling her not to worry. I mean, maybe she means Lily or whatever. I'm here for you. I'm not one of those people. Then who is? And seems so forced. I managed to wave a wave of my hands that seems extremely close as soon as I do it. You shouldn't feel that way. I might be just a little sick, not enough to go through the trouble of making it official. It's just easier for me this way. It's the wrong way. You won't be telling what's the good way or wrong way, really. I've heard the hard way and the right way are usually the same thing. So it's not a big stretch to say that the opposite is true. Not always hard way is the right way. Well, fine. If you say you're right, it's good even for me. Why are you stopping her? You asked me, so I'm turning it around. Is everything okay with you? Sorry. Wrong voice. Whatever. Yes. She signs it without a moment's hesitation. After that, Shizune waits to see if I'm going to follow up on it. I don't, and she leaves. I feel like an idiot for not going further, even if I think it's better that I didn't. I've been in the library for quite a while and decided to go up to the roof for a change of pace. Someone oiled the door. A fresh breeze hits me the second I open the door. This is really my favorite area of the school, I think. Know what's funny about this place? Like, there is fence on the right, but I think in front of us over here, well, there is no fence at all, or maybe it's not really visible from that distance. I mean, if you put it, shouldn't you put it around the entire thing? I mean, maybe we don't have to have it on the lead because there seems to be some kind of wall. So maybe it goes along the entire side, but yeah. I haven't noticed that before when we were here. A fresh breeze hits me the second I open the door. This is really my favorite area of the school, I think. Then I see that I'm not the only one here. I can see a girl with bubblegum pink hair in front of me. Oh boy. This is going to be interesting, to say the least, I guess. Her back is to me, but I don't have to see her face to know who it is. I'm sure Misha is the only person in the world with hair like that. I mean, bold of you to assume that. I get the feeling that I've stumbled on her at the bad moment. She obviously wants to be alone. And I wonder if she has noticed my presence. If so, I will leave right now. But she has and turns to face me. Oh, Hichan! Whoa, what's with the dark music? I thought someone was behind me, but I didn't think it was going to be you. This time you surprised me. If she's referring to her habit of sneaking up behind me and asking me to guess who it is, I've never been surprised by that. I'm surprised too, but this is good. I had something I wanted to talk to you about anyway. Not that. What's going on between you and Shizune? She won't tell me, so I'm asking you. Should we try to guess? What if Misha actually told Shizune, hey, you know, I also have feelings for him? Huh? I don't know, I'm guessing here, okay? Maybe it's not the thing. Just a random guess. Because you're easier to get an answer out of, since the same sign language that gives me the leeway to lie to her gives me a caution against my questions, so that she can more easily brush them off, which hesitates I push her harder. Give me an honest answer, please. It's complicated, Hichan. It's because of something that happened a long time ago. I thought I could just forget about it, but it's really hard. So that and graduation coming up make me want to spend more time with Shichan. But Shichan is always busy now, so we've been fighting, but I'm tired of it now. Because I like Shichan. I don't really understand how you can like her, not gonna lie. So, that's Hisao. No, I know you like her, Hichan. I mean that I like Shichan the same way. Nani? I want her to be my girlfriend. What? So that's why there is no room for Misha. Is that right? Right? Misha closed her eyes, like a condemned criminal confessing the last of their sins in front of the executioner. It only makes it hard for me to think of a response, and I know I have to give one. I see. I never knew. I mean, I totally did not see that coming too.
I didn't really want to come to the school, Hichan, but it sounded interesting, and even if everyone hated me, at least it felt like they would leave me alone. I was learning sign language, but wasn't very good at it. She just tried to get people to join the student council because it was only her and Lily. Then she came up to me. I couldn't understand her at all. But Shichan wouldn't use her pen and paper. She knew that I was taking sign language classes. I was exposed quickly. I didn't know any. That only made her try harder, and I hated Shichan and thought she was making fun of me. That wasn't the reason for. So I slowly fell in love with Shichan, and I told her that I loved her.
Yikes. Okay, that's not Lily on the left, right?
It wasn't. It was in the student council, you know, when it was just the two of us.
Wait, were you not pink-haired before?
I had these fantasies of Shichan staying alone in the office, trying to put everything together all by herself. It seemed so lonely to me and so sad. I think I wanted to be that way. That way I could be there for her, and maybe Shichan would like me. Even though there was no reason for me to believe it, I did anyway. I wanted it to be true, so I was okay with letting myself believe it, even if I think I knew. That day was really beautiful too, Hichan. We're done with everything, and I was looking out through the window. Even through the window, the light was so warm. I wanted to stay like this forever, next to Shichan. But then I looked at her, and she had her back to the window and was still working on something, blocking out the rest of the world. That was one on her shoulders, like when I would put a blanket on my shoulders as a little kid.
Misha stops for a second as if trying to hold on the image of Shizune in her mind.
Shichan looked. It was like Shichan looked in a way that made me want to be with her, but felt like it would be hard for that to happen. That was a really long time ago. My hair was different back then too. A little messy. I can't because Shichan was always talking about it. Anyway, I told her right then and there, I confessed. I was rejected. So I thought that was it. Hichan, but Shichan was always trying to find me, and I hated Shichan again for it.
Wow.
And when I asked her why she was doing it, was because I was her friend.
I mean, on one hand, I kind of understand. I mean, I'm glad. I mean, like, Shizune was able to move on from it. Like, you know, sure, you confess, but we can still be friends. I like that attitude, but still. On the other hand, I mean, I guess Misha couldn't really stand that and would rather stay away in this situation. But yeah, anyway. Her cheeks have a hint of rent in them. I wonder how much experience she has had with crying, that she can keep herself from doing it so well. If she didn't pause to wipe her eyes, I might have never noticed.
Having Shichan said that made me happy but also sad. And even though she never meant to hurt me, it still hurts, even now. Shichan has a way of manipulating people, Hichan.
Yeah! Well... Oh... Yeah.
Sometimes she wants to, and sometimes she doesn't really, but it happens anyway. And sometimes I'm just not sure exactly which one is it. And I feel bad. I just wish that Shichan liked me instead of you. Made me wonder.
Yeah, same.
It made me wonder if I was starting to hate you and Shichan just a little. I didn't like that.
So, you were thinking that maybe it would be better if I weren't here at all. She looks confused. The thought has never crossed her mind.
That's not it, Hit-chan. I've thought about it a lot these last few days, and I don't want to hate anyone. You or Hit-chan. It's so stupid I ever felt like that. That isn't it? I don't want to think about that kind of stuff ever again. And we see people and being apart from them. I'm tired of it, and I don't want to think about it anymore. I already did 4, so I'm still really the worst kind of person.
Not really.
I was thinking that it would be better if Hit-chan had never come to this school. I was thinking, wouldn't it be better if I just died?
What the no. Calm down, it's just one person. What the fuck? Misha pressed herself against the fence at her back, as if hoping to slip right through it. Without really thinking about it, I grabbed her hand. My reflexes are terrible. That's not true. And I managed to only grasp onto a few of her fingers, but it's unimportant. Sorry. It's just that you said something pretty weird just now. And pretty stupid.
Yeah, I guess that's right, Hit-chan.
Yeah. Okay, we must be standing by that wall I just said. Damn, crazy that I noticed that fence in this episode. Do you know what I think? Shizune is a type of person who won't let anyone close to her except on her terms. It's frustrating sometimes. It's even infuriating. Yeah, it's always like that. That probably would have bothered me when I was in the hospital and anyone who shut me out was dead to me. I forgot about it until recently. I got a letter and it was all about that. I was mad. I thought, how can you accuse me of closing myself off from everyone and giving up? Because she can. Isn't that what everyone else did to me? What else am I supposed to do? What can I do? You said that, but we never really knew if you were close to anyone in that school. So, yeah, there's that. Yeah, even now, I know that's how it happened, but she was right too. I did close myself off. You sure did. So, I made up my mind that I'm not going to let that be the case ever again. Bold?
Hit-chan, is that what those pills are for?
Just listen, please. Shizune is the opposite of how I was. She has always wanted to draw people closer to her. I'm not sure about that. That's the only reason Shizune was interested in me in the first place, I think. And I think I was determined to not let that happen in a way. I don't know if she wants to draw people closer to her, you know? I somehow don't believe that. Misha cast her eyes downwards, understanding perfectly. I never realized how hard that can be. And now I feel like I'm going to return the favor, even if it takes twice as long. I already learned a second language just to get this far. I mean, technically I know 2 languages. Technically you could say... Could you? I mean, I guess 3. You know, for... I don't remember anything from German. Aside from the very, very, very basics. It wasn't hard as I thought, but it was definitely hard. Sometimes I felt like I was clawing my way up a mountain with how many hands hurt. And you did the same thing, and it was for the same reason, wasn't it? That's really amazing, which is why it makes me sad. And a little angry that you would say a stupid thing like that. That's just what I believe anyway. Her shoulders slump and Misha almost slides to the floor, like she is drained of all energy.
You're too dramatic, Hit-chan.
You're too dramatic! You were about to jump off! She says while looking away, turning her head almost as if she wants to look out at the school grounds, but not turning it enough to do so. The door behind us opens, the sound only barely able to be heard over the ambient breeze. Oh no.
I've been looking everywhere for you two. Is this some secret meeting?
Yes. She walks over to us, leaning against the fence next to Misha as if she needs to stop and catch her breath, before pushing herself off it and continuing.
I'm bored sitting in the student council room every day now without either of you ever coming by. Taking some time off is fine, but this is just too much.
We are quitting. Normally, Misha and I would be jokingly make excuses for ourselves at this point. This time, there is only silence. Shizune, always expecting resistance, is thrown off balance by the lack of it. A few seconds pass in uneasy silence, which Shizune breaks with an ear-shattering snap of her fingers, smiling as if to say, Eureka.
Creepy expression. Ugh. Let's go do something together. Something creepy.
Like what?
Anything. We should go to the student council room and then figure it out from there.
Yeah, that seems like a trick to get us to do work instead.
Very funny.
Misha laughs, managed to let out a restrained wahaha. That Shizune can't see it makes me feel better. It means that it wasn't only for her benefit.
I was thinking that you both actually could help me with something.
Of course.
What else is there? We can't go out to eat. We already ordered in yesterday, and that was already breaking policy. 3 days in a row would be unforgivable.
Let's do it.
That was ordering in, Shi-chan. Going out to eat is different.
Yeah, totally different.
You're both kidding yourselves.
It's 2-1. 3-1 if we count me. Before I can reply, Shizune grabs my hand, limiting my ability to do so. My options cut down so drastically I had no choice but to settle for making a face at her instead. She makes one back, before extending her hand to Misha as well. When Misha is ready to take it, I walk forward as for us, holding onto Shizune at the same time below me, and take her hand myself. Shh. Did it? Oh, okay. I thought I double-clicked again. Shizune has a second to smile before Shizune starts pulling us impatiently towards the door, binding us together like a human chain. Although it's dangerous, none of us seem to think of letting go any step of the way. Who's that with the umbrella? Through the school, out the doors and across the grounds. This is a familiar feeling, as if we've walked like this before. The three of us hand in hand, of course the mood was a lot happier then. Okay, not gonna lie. Green pants is a huge no. Terrible color. I can see the lingering because we are in the student council, guys. We need to change the uniform. Terrible color. I can see the lingering sadness on their faces. And it makes me wonder if anything has really changed. If this is all just a distraction or not. But I think it's just me slipping back into being cynical because of the moment. It's a start. We are the starting line. Act 4, to my other self. We're at Act 3? Only a day later, the weekend has already arrived. I mean, technically, yes. I drop a heavy stock of books on the librarian's desk, not meaning to slam them, but they weigh so much that it happens anyway. Yuko bolts out of her chair with enough force to dislodge her glasses. She barely holds onto them.
Oh, hi.
Sorry. I'm here to return all those books I was supposed to.
That's great, but I wish you had brought them back sooner. It wouldn't be a problem if the library had more copies of everything, but it doesn't. And they act like that's my fault.
They?
Oh, they're students. They can be, pretty pushy.
Sorry. It just kind of slipped my mind. It's been a pretty rough couple of days.
Oh, I suppose you don't want to talk about it?
Yuko meekly turns to the task of locking all the books I brought back as returned, treating them with extreme care and precision, like she's a bomb disposal technician rather than a librarian. Over the past couple of days I've been thinking about something Misha said. Of course I've thought about everything she said, but one thing in particular keeps coming back. She talked about how she didn't want to miss people or think about being apart from them anymore. When I recall those words, they stopped me cold, like a sharp slap across the cheek. In just a few months, we'll be graduating. Misha and Shizune were nearly inseparable, but... oh, that's true. We can't really change the uniform now. Damn! Misha and Shizune were nearly inseparable, but after graduation, they might never see each other again. I wonder if that thought is what started all of this. If Misha were to try and talk to Shizune about it, Shizune likely wouldn't think about it at all. It was under her, and for that reason she would try and toss it away. For someone like Shizune who is quick to express her worries, it would be easy. Misha turned out to be more sensitive than she seemed. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I kind of expected that. I feel like she tries to hide everything behind laughter. Yeah, it would have crushed her. Even more so because Shizune's reaction could come off as a pretty cold. I don't know if that's how Shizune handled it, but it seems likely and I can understand why she would act that way. I can also understand why Misha would be troubled by the thought of drifting away from someone who is such an important part of her. I never thought about graduation until that moment. Then I began to think things like, has it really only been less than a year? I started thinking of everyone I've met, not only Shizune and Misha, but everyone else. They were fond thoughts. Then I thought of losing them. Suddenly I could understand Misha's anxieties. It could be nice to talk to someone about it. Actually, I kind of want to. With who? I can sense an obvious tinge of apprehension in her voice. With you. Really? Are you sure? Why me? Because you're an adult. That's it? That's... Wincing, she fidgets, elbowing her seat, trying to get comfortable in a pretty uncomfortable looking way. I guess this means she's okay with it. Kind of. Is it hard being an adult? Yes. It sucks. Yeah. I don't think I will let old for. It's surprising that students now, like Shizune and you, wear stuff like perfumes or cologne. I never did. I still don't use them. And that's okay. By the way, you're not wearing your great cologne today. Oh, yeah. It was working out for me, yeah. Oh, that's good. I thought the same thing, sorry. Yuko looks genuinely sorry and I feel a pang of guilt. I smile despite myself. A tiny lie like that can come back to bite me in the butt. For Misha, trying to conceal how she felt in order to put on a happy face for Shizune for so long must have been crushing. Someone I know brought up that we're going to graduate, and I realized that I've never thought about it before. Oh boy. Sorry. I feel stupid that I could go so long and never think about these things. I've met a lot of great people, and I've never thought about what's it going to be like to graduate and maybe never see them again. Yeah, whatever, really. There are still ways you could keep in touch. Unless you don't want to. Yeah, I guess. I feel childish. I know everyone's going through the same thing, probably. I bet you hear this kind of problem a lot. No, I haven't been working here that long. I worried about the same thing when I graduated from high school. I didn't go to school here. For I also miss my friends, and I wish I had kept in touch with them better. I should have tried harder. Yuko isn't really helping me feel better, and she climbs up quickly when she sees it on my face. I don't want to look back and have those same regrets. I wonder if Shizune even thinks about that kind of stuff. Because she goes on sometimes about how she doesn't want to live with any regrets. Wow. That sounds impossible to me. Same. Kind of. I mean, I don't feel that many regrets, actually. I'm not only halfway wanting to agree. Even so, I think that this is kind of admirable too. Kind of brave, don't you think so? Brave is a new way to put it. Yuko shakes her head instantly. It's true, Fa.
And also kind of intimidating.
Gee, you shouldn't be intimidated by a high schooler.
I'll try.
She turns away to start folding a sticky note over and over. Pretty little behavior for a university student, but more importantly, I wonder if I said the wrong thing to her. I don't think we said anything wrong, really. Being around Shizune for so long, I can't stop reading as much as I can into every moment of silence. If you were the type of person who didn't get intimidated by high schoolers, it probably wouldn't be so easy to talk to her. It's all too easy to want to shed some negative quality of yours. When I think of everyone I know, it's those qualities that I like the best.
I don't really regret it. I thought as long as I could remember the good times, that was good enough. I know, sorry.
I noticed a couple students starting to trickle into the library and decided that my time is up. No, that was helpful, really. I feel like two of my friends are fighting because one of them is taking the fact that we might not see each other again after we graduate really hard, and the other is probably being sorry about it, which only makes it worse. I don't get how I'm supposed to handle this kind of situation. It doesn't seem like the kind of problem where I will have to end up taking a state, but it could turn out that way, and then I have no idea what I'm going to do.
You should tell them they shouldn't fight.
You shouldn't fight! Problem solved. I know, fighting is bad. Sorta. God damn it, I need to undo this place. It's not Shizune and Misha, by the way. Really.
Okay, I wasn't really thinking that far.
How embarrassing. Even if I knew it would be, I still feel my cheeks redden. And even so, I still said something so transparent and blatantly a lie. But it could be that sometimes that is the right way. Do you have any books about people who have to make hard decisions?
We have a lot of self-help books.
It's funny that I can find that surprising because I wouldn't have only a few months ago. I meant about, not for. There aren't many, right?
Yeah, not many, I mean.
So I feel a bit apprehensive about it. I want to talk to Shizune. I don't understand why I feel nervous about it, and that disgusts me a little. It also motivates me to look for her right then and there, although I don't have to look very hard. She's in the student council room, as always. Worryingly, Misha isn't with her. When she nods me and looks up from her paperwork, the first thing I ask is where she is.
I don't know.
There is so much uncertainty in her answer that I can't let go just like that.
She's missing a lot of school.
Oh, get it wrong, whatever.
Are the attendance police?
That's really strange, coming from the student council president. She hints a laugh behind the cupped hand, and I start to think that I might be worrying for nothing, but then her laughter slowly fades away to a more serious and pensive expression.
You're right. Yesterday.
I catch the hint of a knowing smile on her face when she sees my poorly hidden panic at the word. Despite her best efforts, she can't help being satisfied in listening. Surprise from everyone else to the very end. Even then, I can see that she has bigger concerns from how quickly her smile vanishes.
Before either of you noticed me, I saw what you were saying. I'm not stupid.
Oh my god, they were still signing.
If I had it, I could still see through Misha while we were walking back. Even if she hasn't told me everything later, she doesn't make a big deal out of it. But anyway you look at it, it's my fault, ain't it?
Yes, kind of. What did she tell you? Shizune winces at the question, for it's clear she's been expecting it. She follows it up with a very grand gesture.
A lot. Like that I can be selfish and confusing.
Yes. I try too hard to bring people around me and then push them away. Yes.
I don't know what I should do. I thought she was right to mention all those things, so I just agreed with her, but that only made things worse. I don't understand.
Adjusting her glasses, she looks pretty tired. I hope it isn't because she's been busy avoiding Misha, but I can't help considering the possibility to think where this conversation is going.
It's true. Even the student council being this small, and us always being swamped with work, it's my fault. I might have ended up driving all the people off and away from the student council acting like that. Yeah, you did. Shizune wags a finger mischievously, acknowledging that might is understatement. However, from how well she does it, it's obvious the humor is only to put me at ease, and therefore not genuine. What humor? It's the truth. Like Lily, for instance. She was the first person to join when I started trying to recruit people again after everyone left off. Wow. Because they couldn't stand me, I guess. Wow. I mean, I understand why they wouldn't be able to stand her, not gonna lie. We managed to put together the last festival and even run a booth together at last minute. But I didn't like her because I thought she was selfish. What? Well, right back at you. Always holding us up in order to tend to one friend of hers or another, and leaving Misha and me alone to sort out things involving the whole school by ourselves. Right, sure. If there were any problem she was going through, she would leave us high and dry while she panicked over it, and wouldn't come back until it was solved. Sure, cool. And? Should focus on it 100% and be too preoccupied to focus on any student council work. Well, Jesus, because it might be more important than student council work. God damn it, it's just student council. It was the worst to me, that she could be so nice and still take so many people for granted. Why didn't join student council then? It seems so short-sighted and selfish, don't you think? No. I mean, she quit it anyway, so would... But it's actually me who's that way. Yeah. Like Misha said, always trying to pull people close to me and then shutting them out. That is how I've treated her, which makes me a bad friend. Yes. And it feels like I did the same thing to you. And so I guess I'm a bad girlfriend too. Even if Misha says that you might as well replace her. I make that screwed. I mean, not really. I mean, deserved. We were kind of on the game anyway, but yeah, I wouldn't want to go out with her for sure. More so, I don't think I'd be able to be friends with Shizune at all, to be honest. I'm angry that I screwed things up enough for it to get this out of hand. All I wanted was to... To what? Supposed to look for the reward, standing her fingers in concentration. To make people happy, I think. Now that's bullshit. That's bullshit. Even though that seems like a simple way to put it. Bullshit. She rests her head against her hand. She bangs fall delicately across her eyes, hidden behind this polished glass reflecting just the tiniest bit of light. Yeah, I don't believe that at all, man. She wants to be at the top, and she claims that she wants to make people happy. That's bullshit. It may be wrong to think so, but right now she seems, especially, that's not true, like a more complete person. It feels like this is my first chance to respond to her outpouring of emotions. Replacing Misha as Shizune's interpreter. Misha must be joking! Wait, was there something about you replacing as interpreter? I think it was more like the closest person, but okay. It took all my energy to keep up her just now, her signing filled with gestures that I've never seen before. Likely, their habits picked up from Misha and Devil from years of them being together. I couldn't replace someone so close to her. I like you because I like you. What a reason. Not because I got tricked into it by you.
Are you sure for?
Despite how hard she tried anyway, I continued to stare back into her eyes, as sharp as ever. The first time I saw them, they had seemed a bit intimidating to me, like the eyes of a predator. That hasn't changed, which I find treasuring. I still want to make everyone happy. I don't believe that.
Starting with Misha. Shizune looks a bit annoyed that I would imply she would start with anyone else, and smiles confidently. As for a friend, Sudden's physical opponent, she can just strangle into submission.
Of course, obviously, naturally.
Yeah, good luck with that. Taking off her glasses, she leans back in her chair and lets out a sigh. It's the first time I've seen her without them on, but I don't get a good look before she slips them back on.
But I'm too tired to start today, first thing tomorrow.
Do you want to help?
No?
Yeah.
And I have other student council stuff you could help me with while we're at it.
No. Although it turns out that there isn't much other work at all. Well, let's leave tomorrow's problems to tomorrow's episode. For now, hope you enjoyed, hope to see you tomorrow, and of course, have a wonderful day. How many acts are there in this game, by the way? See ya.